Welcome back, everyone, to The Lazy Thinker Show. I'm your host, Jacob Wheeler. Joined with me, as he does always, Tristan Bailey, sitting over there on the other end of the screen. We're fresh off of the TGOLB recording, and as of recording this right now, you had just put it out.
Yeah, I just did my editing stuff. What can I say? I took 1 day break from podcasting. Now I was back on the grind. Been sad,
That's right.
though, so it was kind of hard to get on it. You were lucky. Y'all were lucky that I decided to do it for some reason, but like, I'll tell you something, but only because we're close friends. I'll tell you a little something that I shouldn't admit after the show. Just remind me.
Okay.
But yeah, I was excited. I edited it, posted. I still haven't listened to it. I know that's a terrible thing. Like, yeah, I edited it, but I have not heard what I edited.
Normally those two don't go together.
Yeah. But you know, we just did it Saturday, so I remembered most of the stuff. And there is audio issues. I apologize. I was holding this mic, and this mic is sensitive. It just doesn't. It likes to just. It's got like a little loose connection, and so I cut out. And Jacob, you have a slight echo towards.
Yeah, sometimes I notice. It must just be the way the noise was traveling in there.
I don't know how I'm gonna fix that for guests. It really doesn't even bother me. I don't care. But yours was a lot less obvious than Connor's was. So
fair. Sometimes it sounded good for like a few minutes there, and then there'd just be like a little echo. But the whole thing was listenable. Like I'm halfway through it. It's not like unlistenable at all. It's a great conversation. It was almost 2 hours long, so definitely longer than our newer episodes of The Lazy Thinker Show. We talked about a lot and drafted the biggest badasses, and I think there's going to be some surprises. Who?
Mine was the best list. It was the best.
I don't know. I had some hard hitters on there, but whatever.
And people should, yeah. Go listen to Jacob's list. Yeah. Go check out TGOLB. Check out the list because it's great. I mean, not just the list. The whole podcast is fun. It's a good listen. It kind of, my only complaint about it is, well, I have 2 complaints. Three complaints about it. The audio issue that I just complained about, so I had to include that one. It turns into kind of like a soft Lazy Thinker show because Josh and Jacob can carry a normal conversation. They could just actually.
Why is a normal conversation traces of the Lazy Thinker Show? Yes.
Because it was fucking TGOLB. I was expecting a bunch of stupidness. I tried to fill you up with alcohol so that way the stupid would come out. And bros just had a normal fucking conversation on TGOLB. You think people listen to my podcast and they're all like, dude, I really hope that they, talk about stats and talk about like, real stuff and just be serious for a second. No, they want to hear me talk about penis and poo-poo and pee-pee.
That was definitely in there. Like, let's not act like that wasn't in the podcast throughout the entire episode.
My third complaint, and it makes sense that it's the third because guess what? Pun fully intended. I was third wheeling. There was so many times that I was like, yeah, and then I would like be trying to say something, and then y'all would just continue y'all's conversation over me, and I just like, cool, yeah. Like, there's one time where like,
what?
I was trying to like explain like I think it was like one of my picks or like my what's the word I'm looking for, honorable mentions, and I started and it sparked a conversation, and while y'all were talking, like in the middle of I was trying to just say my honorable mentions, I was like, yeah, it's cool, it's like let's just talk over Tristan's picks. It's fine. Let me just. And y'all just kept. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all just kept continued, and I was like, cool. I third wheeled very hard because I can't carry. Yeah. I don't know the things y'all talked about. I was like, well, I know nothing, so I said stupid. And editing. I will admit to something. There was a part in the podcast where like I make a joke. And no one laughs or addresses it. And I just I cut it. I just took it out of the podcast. Like it never happened. It was so awkward. It was just like I said something. You're like, yeah. Anyways, and I was just all like, oh god.
What was the joke? What were you talking about?
I don't remember. Or I do, and I'm not going to say it.
I feel like that's the latter is what happened there. But I'm not. I apologize. Do not remember this at all.
No, it's fine. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was good. It went long, and that's how you know that it was going good because it was so long.
Yeah, and I felt like when we turned it off, I felt like I could have kept going for quite a while. So
we forgot a few things. We forgot a hypothetical, and we forgot Josh's surprise.
The surprise is what I was looking
we
forward
cut
to.
it just because it was like 2 hours. It was just like, oh, I forgot about all that stuff because I was like, damn, like we, like I can't post a 3-hour episode. People don't.
Joe
Rogan
gonna
listen
long.
to that.
Yeah, it was probably the most fun I've had recording a podcast before. Like the three of us, I felt like had a really good dynamic, and you were hyping up this great debate that Josh and I were gonna have, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Okay.
Yeah, that's on Josh. That's on Josh's part. I mean, he wanted to. I figured y'all were going to talk about it before, because obviously not on the podcast because TGOLB isn't about that. But he just didn't want to talk about it because Josh is. Oh, hold on, let me look at Josh. Josh, look me in the eye real quick. You're a bitch.
That's not what I was getting at by bringing that up. Just want to put that out there, Josh.
I mean, bro, because bro was heated. Bro was he was passionate about this, and he barely talked about it. So hey, it's cool. It's cool. He's okay. He's a pussy. I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Look, at the end of the day, there are a lot of humans in the world, and not everybody is going to land on the same spectrum politically. And so everyone can just agree to disagree, and you can still hang out. We had a great time, so. We have to do that again. Have to pause. It's time for our ad break. I need to. I haven't talked to Tristan about this, but we do have our first official sponsor for this specific episode. It is Tatum. She purchased Riverside for an entire month for us again. $20 sponsorship. So. We're recording this right now.
Shout definitely out real person that Jacob's seeing. Yeah, definitely not
a made up figure. As of the last episode, we are on Spotify now, which is a new addition as well. So every episode, as it gets put on YouTube, you can listen to the audio version on Spotify. Patrick specifically reached out to me and said that he listens to it when he's at work, and the YouTube uses up a lot of his battery. When listening to it on there.
Oh, boo-hoo, Patrick.
So I put it on Spotify. That way he could listen to it there. Yeah, and while we're airing out our laundry, we are also continuing to post on Instagram and TikTok. So everything has been very active. So like I'll post an episode, and then every episode there'll be a few clips that I can post throughout the week leading up to the next episode. And so you can follow us at Lazy Thinker Media.
Yeah, where Jacob exposes me. I was about to say Jacob makes me look bad, but you just use like in context. Like there's no, it wasn't making, you just posted something I said, and it just shows just how horrible I am.
What did I post that was bad?
Yeah, wouldn't you like me to say Weather Boy? I'm not saying nothing. They're great clips. I love them. I love the adding clips. I wish I could do that, but I don't have video for TGOLB yet. But
you guys got to add that. That'd be great.
It's the reason I don't have videos because I don't. It's just the setup. Like you see, I'm having trouble with just audio with the setup. So to add, I don't know how I'm gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I do not know. I do not. I cannot privy it.
Whenever it's just you and Josh, you guys have like the audio sounds great. So like even if you want to have like black screens, like if you wanted to put in the background, that way. If you didn't want to show off the background too much, you could use that. Well, but I would love to see a video version of your podcast. But you were mentioning you don't know about your setup, video-wise.
Like setting up to where we both fit on camera. I had no problem with my Is my background not good?
I was not implying that the background is not. You don't have to look at it. It's a great background.
I thought it was very good. I thought it. It really shows me the little nerd, little Marvel boy, little.
It does. It does, but you need to start making YouTube videos about Marvel. You need to start putting some videos out. When
fucking Marvel becomes YouTube video worthy again, then I will do it. But right now, it makes me want to fucking.
Should we have a Marvel segment? It's been a while.
I mean, yeah, we got a little Marvel segment. I could talk about nothing. There's nothing to talk about because we have
just real quick.
Captain Marvel comes out in November. It's the next Marvel movie that comes out, and it's. I don't care. I don't care.
Are you going to watch it?
I honestly, obviously, I mean, I'm still a Marvel movie, but
fair.
because maybe it'd be surprising, but the trailer, It looks like it's like it doesn't look like it'll be like a terrible movie. Like it won't be like if it was not a Marvel movie, I'm sure it'd be a great movie. I think a lot of people would love it. Looking at it as a Marvel movie, I'm gonna be like, I could have done with more or something, cooler.
Do you think people are just jaded with the Marvel?
The superhero fatigue.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that is. I don't think people are tired of superhero movies. I think people are tired of the same superhero movies or bad superhero movies.
Mm.
I think Marvel. I get the whole they're pumping out way too much, and people are all like, it's so much. But that's like the shows is what's ruining it because the shows aren't. They're just terrible. They're not good. They never have been. WandaVision was fun building up, and then the whole show was ruined by the season finale. Loki was my favorite of the shows, and it was, but it still was not. It could have been better. Like I still have yet to. Despite me loving it, I don't. The only thing I rewatched from it is the final episode because it was the best episode, and it was phenomenal storytelling. And I really do love Loki, and I'm excited for Loki season 2, which comes out next month or 2 months. 2 months, October. The shows have just been terrible. They're just cheap. They're short. The story's rushed. It's just it's all the projects are just being bad, and there's so much going on, and it's just all like they're not being fun or doing the stories that like they should be doing. But it is what it is. It's fine. I know there's good stuff coming. Deadpool 3 is literally the only it's what's driving me forward. I am so excited for it. But it's not going to really be an MCU movie, even though it'll be the first X-Men-esque movie made by Disney, but it'll be like it's going to be a Fox. It's probably the way it's looking is it's going to be like a big Fox farewell, It's going to be like, oh, here's all the Fox characters. Here's the final cameos. Here we're showing. It might not even be the final because we still have Secret Wars, so the X-Men are going to come back for that. Some characters, blah blah blah. The cameos never end. This is the cameo saga, which I said that annoyed, even though people are always like, oh, like not every movie has to have a cameo, some multiversal cameo. Which is true. Not every movie needs it. Like Guardians was fantastic how it was. It didn't really have any connectivity. It was just its own little thing. The final movie.
I like that about it. Yeah.
Some they shouldn't complain when it does happen. When there are like multiversal cameos, it's like, look, there's only so many old Marvel movies that we can make a cameo of. Just let it. It's the multi. That's the fun part of the multiverse. Is not. But I do think that they should show more, like, what if characters, like random different variations of characters, not necessarily nostalgic ones, just all like, hey, what if like this was a Thor and it's like just a different casting. I think that's really interesting, but they shouldn't be mad. It's just like these people, it's cool to see them. It's cool to see the MCU be a complete Marvel universe, see it just like the comics. We have all the like the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the fucking Inhumans, like all these teams, like all a part of the same screen. It's interesting. But I think that when they reboot it and do all the multiversal stuff, then we can go to being just a fun MCU. It's what it is. I miss it, and I know it's gonna get good again because it has to be. And yeah, DC is up next too. Blue Beetle, have fun. But yeah.
Yeah, that was not. We did not have a Marvel segment in our notes today, so just felt like it's been too long. It used to be like a guaranteed staple in the first like 5 episodes. So I specifically with this one, I wanted to get your opinion because you're still on the platform. It's been all over the news that X, formerly known as Twitter, is going to be removing the ability to block users, which is definitely I don't think anyone would have expected that policy change to happen. Do you think it's a big deal or is it like not a big deal?
So on Twitter, there's these new things called like a fact checker or whatever that'll appear under a tweet that like when a tweet lies about something, there'll be like an official thing, like a Wikipedia thing that's like, hey, this is actually not true. This is the real background of this tweet or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that to one of Elon's tweet about the blocking thing, and they were like, it's required for social media apps to have the ability to block or some shit. I forgot what it was. Elon like had it deleted and then said like it's not a requirement or some shit. And so I don't know what's real, what's the requirement or what's going on. But if it is true, if he does plan on blocking it and can do that, I think it's such a weird thing to get rid of. It's like, why out of all the features? Because he's just like, oh, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, but it doesn't hurt. It's just like you just don't want people to see your shit, or you don't want to see their shit. It's
Right.
You want them nowhere near your own social media. It's just, why does it matter who blocks who?
Yeah, it seems like one of those, like, the good aspects of social media potentially is like if you just need to like disappear from someone's device, which is important, you can do that. And for that move to have happened, it's a very weird. That's such an Elon Musk move for all these like Twitter changes.
Someone blocked him, and he's just like, that.
He's salty about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, I'll show you blocking me. I'll see those damn tweets. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna find a loophole because hey, look on the bright side. At least he's getting rid of the blocks, and he's not just like using his CEO-ness to get up in them accounts. And I don't think he has that much power.
Yeah, I mean, he probably has access to whatever he wants, though.
With the social platform, I mean, there's barriers. Even if
there are rules,
it's still people's private information.
Speaking of X, this wasn't in the notes, but just a fascinating thing. So the Republican primary debates are about to happen, and Donald Trump decided not to participate in any of the debates. He just came out and was like, well, I'm far ahead and I'm not going to feel the need to debate anybody, which, come on. At the same exact time as the debate, he's going to be going on to X. An interview with Tucker Carlson is going to drop, basically, and he's going to try to pull viewers.
Sorry to jump in real quick. Just don't even give Elon the satisfaction. Keep calling it Twitter. Because you say X, and I feel like low budget TV show, social media app. It's just like,
thank you. It does. Yeah,
it does. Just all like, hey, get on X, and it's just all like, what are you? Don't just. It's still Twitter.
Yeah, but he's going on there to try to pull viewership from the debates. Which we don't need to go into a political talk, but it feels like that could only backfire for Trump. Not digging into his specific politics, but for someone in his position who has such a cult following, for you to step away from the debates where people are actually debating ideas, and the American people specifically, that's a staple in a household. You're taking yourself away from the limelight, which gives faces like Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie the opportunity to gain some strength in the polls. But I don't know. It's just weird. And it's such a Trump thing to do, but also at the same time, for completely separate reasons, because he's asleep all the time, is Joe Biden not debating either. Like, the Democratic National Convention didn't even set up debates because they don't acknowledge any of the other candidates like Marianne Williamson and these other people that actually have some ideas. And come on, like, it's obvious why Joe's not debating. It's because they don't feel like he can do it. And if you don't feel like he can do it, he shouldn't be running. Like, we need another guy in office.
Hey, props to you, Jacob. Hell yeah. Talk about both sides. Let's please Josh. The Trump thing, I think it's like Trump knows his audience, his voters, his people. He knows that doing shit like this, like, oh, I don't give a fuck, I'm not gonna do what you tell me. It's exactly what he could do anything, and the majority of his voters will be like, hell yeah, because he already won. He's already got it. Why would he need to debate? We already know he's already made his point. It's just it's Trump. I think he's just a character. He's just a way for people who know nothing about politics.
It's just crazy because now we're getting into it, but there was this poll that dropped of Trump supporters, and it was basically like, who do you trust more? Like, who's the entity that you trust more than anyone else? And it was like, Trump was an option, religious leaders was an option, civil servants, and I forget some of the others. The vast 71% of people voted that they would trust Donald Trump ahead of anybody else. And so these Trump supporters are getting their news specifically from Trump, believing everything that he says. And it's getting very interesting because then facts and information and even news stories that comes out, none of that matters. The indictments don't matter because no one's listening to that. And it's just crazy. We have like someone like that has that much power over people. It is cult-like in a way. But
is it weird to say that the president's becoming irrelevant? Who cares who's the president anymore? Really, we just be having people in office. I think the last Donald Trump was the last like interesting one. Like, it was kind of like, the media, was all over it. He was a fun a fun time. But Obama was like a class. He's just like a cool. Maybe just because he was the first president that I was able to conceive. Oh God, I'm not his father. Perceive when I was a youngin. Yeah, I just feel like, especially with Biden, I feel like it was just such a, maybe because we were coming down from all the weird, chaotic debate of Donald's presidency. Yeah, I call him by his first name.
That's right.
And I don't know, just Biden's felt like the most boring president. Like he just, like, I don't know that much. I've never known that much about politics, but I at least like would hear about like Obama and Trump. But like with Biden, it's just all like, oh, that's right, we have a president. I completely forget. Right. Like, he feels the least. Even Trump felt like he was like, yeah, he's still our president, but because it was funny that he was our president,
it was newsworthy all the time.
Yeah, but Joe Biden is just all like, oh, Joe Biden's made me be all like, do we really need a president? Could we just do something? Because the presidents just, to me, feel like mascots with way too much power. Like if a mascot was able to coach a team, you know?
Right. Like you're just the face of the country, essentially.
Yeah, it's just all like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of presidents. I think we should have a dictator. No, I think we should.
Hot take.
We should have a king, a queen. I fucked up my angle. Now I'm all crooked.
I think that'd be like a tough sell on the American.
Yeah, but that's the cool thing about a dictator or a king is you don't have to sell it. You just do it. Hell yeah.
That's true.
And here's the thing. If someone has a problem with it, they have this cool way of like kind of getting through that like dilemma of people like having different opinions and problems is we fucking kill them. Hell yeah. Right. Hell yeah. Slaughter gang shit.
No, you're right.
I'm so stupid. But I wish I could just have a normal this is why I was third wheeling on TGOLB, because it's just a normal conversation.
You were not third wheeling. Stop going there. You were not third wheeling.
And I keep going off the rails. I think that Donald Trump's refusal to debate is just some sort of tactic he's thinking of. He knows his voters and all that. And Joe Biden definitely. You said that. What'd you say about Joe Biden's debate tactic or whatever? What were you saying?
Well, the DNC, which is the entity that controls the Democrats essentially, and so what they say goes.
Are you going to do that thing where you have an article fade in the middle of the screen?
Funny you say that. Funny you mention that. Yes, actually.
Well, there it is. Sorry, okay,
there it is. For completely separate reasons or different reasons than the Donald Trump thing, they just aren't putting him on a debate stage because they're not acknowledging the other candidates. They haven't said this obviously, but it's pretty clear that because Joe Biden wouldn't be able to debate now. Like he wouldn't be able to make it through a 2-hour debate.
Joe Biden has this like he doesn't doing okay. He's not really public speaking. He's had so many just problems and it just affects the image, and it's smart honestly to not show him and put him in that spotlight because it's not a good look for America and it's not a good look for
But doesn't that seem like if it should feel like a requirement, like you're going for basically the most important job in the world, essentially, not to discount any other countries.
If you have flaws, that's good. We know about them, but like you should still show us because that's what we need to see the bad too. Yeah. I get like it's a whole, that's not what they're worried about. They're just worried about winning and getting where they want to be. But like for so we can make an actual good decision, it should be a requirement. Like, let me hear you talk because you're not just going to be all like, if like there's some shit between a different country, you can't just be like, yeah, but like, I don't really want to debate about it. Right. I don't want to talk about it right now. I kind of just want to close the door, put the do not disturb sign on the White House office door. It's like you can't just do that. I need to see you talk. I need you to see you debate. I need to know what the fuck I need to talk. I need to see you.
Yeah, but even more nasty is the fact. Like I know the Republican party has to host their debates because they need a candidate to be in the primary to go against the president. But the DNC deciding that Joe Biden isn't going to debate, that should be one thing. It shouldn't be allowed, but that's okay, I guess. But what you should do is still host debates for other candidates. That way the American people can actually find out about them, because it seems like there's been this serious effort to snuff out voices like Robert Kennedy and, like I mentioned earlier, Marianne Williamson. Robert F. Kennedy I don't agree with a lot of his politics, but he's a person spouting opinions that are different than what the president's is. And so is Marianne Williamson and all these other candidates. They should be debating each other on a stage. That way the American people could actually decide who the candidate they want most is, and it's just disappointing. The two front-running candidates deciding not to debate is a very non-democratic thing to do. It's a very weird thing to do.
The presidential shit, the election just always feels like a WWE match. Like it feels like entertainment, right. And I feel like that's not how we should pick a leader of a country. I just think that it's just it feels more like this whole just entertainment thing, just a way to fucking entertain boring people. And it's stupid. I just feel like there should be a better way, and definitely the fucking main party should be debating with each other. We should just, I don't know.
For sure.
It's all dumb. It's all stupid. The country's going to shit. The world's going to shit. Fuck it. Who cares? Is that you or is that me? Did I not silence? Oh, I didn't silence my phone. And it's Josh. What a bitch. He hears us talking, but no, he didn't call me. He just texted me on Snap. But like, yeah, he heard us talking. I'm trying. Hey, Josh, try not to be, I was actually where I was like, when you started talking about it, I was like, okay, Tristan, okay, we got this. Let's just try to talk normal. Please don't make it cringy for Josh, because I don't fucking want to hear about it. I don't want to hear him be all like, oh God, here's the lib cuck shit again. But I think we did good. I think we did good though. I think we just talked like I had a normal conversation about it. So hopefully,
yeah.
Fingers crossed he doesn't throw a pussy fit. I swear I'm not this mean. I don't know what. It's a new thing. I don't know why I'm just so aggressive all the time.
You've been sassy these last few days.
I don't know what it is. But yeah, that was a good conversation. What's next?
So, are you aware of the Jacksfilms SSSniperwolf drama on YouTube right now?
No, what's going on with that?
Are you aware of those people?
Yeah, I know who they are. Especially Jacksfilms.
Is that the name you were gonna say?
Hell yeah, because I'm not a womanizer. I'm a good gentleman.
Okay, all right. Anyways, so Jacksfilms and SSSniperwolf. If you zoom out, it's just this giant conversation about fair use and what the line is to reacting to videos. Strike? No, it SSSniperwolf does the last several hundred videos she's put out, I think, essentially is just her reacting to TikToks. Yeah, all they are is just her sitting on the left-hand corner and just kind of like watching an entire TikTok over and over and over again, and her reaction just being like, wow, that's crazy, and not really giving any substantive summaries or like descriptions of it or breakdowns of the TikTok, because that's where the law comes in. Like, you have to, in order to be able to fairly react or fairly use someone else's content, you have to have like added something to it in some way, like make it more dynamic in a way, whether you're breaking it down or criticizing it or whatever. And she doesn't do that. But even beyond that, she's been caught several times. Like, there was this one video, and I watched this on Jacksfilms' channel, but there was this TikTok that was like 15 seconds long. She cut out the last 4 seconds of the TikTok. That last 4 seconds was a joke that guy made about the video she just watched, but she clipped that TikTok in her video, cutting out the last 4 seconds, not giving credit to the author of that TikTok, and then saying that joke that the TikToker said in that video as if it was her joke, and she just cut the video out. So not only did you not give credit to the creators that you're watching their videos from, you are stealing their jokes quite literally. And there's been several times where like her face isn't even on the screen when she's reacting to these, so it's just like raw TikToks just playing on her platform that she's just profiting from. She'll put in a duplicate TikTok in her YouTube videos as well. That way she can hit that 10-minute ad roll, or that 8-minute ad roll. That way you can get those extra ads in your video, and it's just real slimy. And she gets like 1 million views a video. She's raking in a ton of money apparently. And even earlier this year, I mean, she clearly makes a lot of money for the YouTube company, but she was like their creator of the year or whatever.
She's a veteran. She's been around for a while.
She has been around for a while. And before, her content was original. Like, you could criticize the content she was making, but it was all original content. And now it's just reacting to TikToks.
Do I look short?
No.
Yeah, I look so small. You just fucking lied to me. What a bitch.
You don't look small. Just lower your camera.
You want me to lower my camera?
Yes.
Yeah, blur that out or cut it. Oh god, look, you fucked up my camera now. I feel like that's a big problem with a lot of creators and comedians really is where I see it is this stealing of content. It's just all like I have so much like there's times cuz I make TikToks. You know,
10,000 followers, pretty crazy, million likes, pretty
stupid.
wild.
No, those are those it's so stupid. You have to have like triple digit. Like you have to have like 100,000 for it to be like, oh yeah, you have a lot of fault. No, I'd say 50, like 50,000. You'd have to say you have a lot because 10,000, it's just you get a lot of people like little kids or like random bot accounts that just follow everyone. And that's
I don't know. I think that's still pretty fucking impressive, but
no, I post and every time that I make a joke, I scroll down the sound for a while and like, okay, did someone else make this joke already? Did someone do it? And I'm so, and then if I post something, one time I posted a video and they're all like, oh wow, this is just like this other guy did it. And I'm like, oh fuck no. And I delete the TikTok because I'm just so, I hate not being original. And I guess people like YouTubers like SSSniperwolf, like she's been around for so long. She's been doing this for a while. Like, I guess you could lose the want to be creative and want originality. But, I don't get, that's not fun. I just remaking content. Right. It's just not.
The vibe I get from her, I think, is she just really loves the money that comes from it. And so she'll sit down at her computer for 30 minutes a day and pump out whatever. I'm sure she has an editor and people to post the videos for her. She just has to sit there and semi-react to it. And then she can go out and do whatever rich YouTubers do. And I don't know. It's just a little frustrating because YouTube is supposed to be a creative platform. It's supposed to be creative reaction. I like reacting to things. I like reaction channels. I like people who do react to content. I think it does add a lot to it. But yeah, you react and give credit to the people that you're reacting to, because that's a big difference as well. As a lot of reaction channels will reach out to the creator before they even watch it just to make sure they're cool with it. Some people aren't, and most reaction people, they could still react to it and it'd be completely legal, but they'll respect their decision and not react to it. But
I would like, does this little thing we use, does it do like video? Like, can we put our heads on like a little screen and like react to something together? Or
I just figured out we can do that. So next episode, we can find some stuff to react to.
Yeah. And also I want to think about doing something for my own personal stuff. We'll talk about it afterwards though.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
My channel, TGOLB or something else. But yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I also, I wanted to talk to you as well a little bit more after this. But long story short, do you think, I know you haven't seen her channel, but do you think do you think it's cool, or do you think that there's an actual problem with it? Because some people actually have a legitimate problem with it. Some people think it's some people don't give a fuck at all.
I don't think you should steal people's shit. And I think that if she's just on there like, oh, huh, yeah, it's a public video. I mean, it's just like, who cares if she didn't react the way you wanted to, or the stealing jokes, not okay. The cutting it out.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I think you should at least give them the credit. I mean, it's so simple to just show their name on there. But the reacting and then them being all like, well, she didn't react enough, but who gives a shit? I mean, it's a public video, like anyone can go see it, and then you can watch it on a reactor. It doesn't make a difference. Who fucking cares? The video's being seen. A lot of people will see it, and if they don't see where it's from on the video, and if they really liked the video and wanted to give you that view, they would go and search it and find it. I don't think it's that deep, but
that's fair. But think that view that she's getting would have gone elsewhere to someone.
Yeah, but that's the grind. I mean, content. It's not fucking easy mode. It's not just, oh, you get every single view just because you made the video. I mean, it's just like you post it to the internet. Now it's the internet. You can get some views, and that's why, hey, you got enough views to get up to where she saw it, and then now a bunch of people are seeing it. It's not just, you shouldn't, my point is you shouldn't fucking be making this content to get the views. I get it. It's a job for a lot of people, and it pays the bills, but that's what she's doing. And even though she's incredibly rich and you may need the views a lot more, it's her job. It's what she does. I mean, she's got shit to pay. It's just how it is. It's just the grind. You can't fucking expect it to just all be fair. It's just not how the world works. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And a lot of people will make the case that, one view is less valuable. Like, one view of AdSense to your personal bank account is less valuable than someone new seeing your work from someone other creator and having that name recognition. The only thing I have a pretty big issue with is just the covering up the name and not giving credit to the creator, and then also
Stealing.
not like stealing a joke. That's absolutely crazy. I'll send it to you after we're done recording, but it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's just a dick thing to do. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
I know I just said that, like, oh, that's not fair. It's the grind or whatever. But some things it's just like you're being an
Just don't be an
unnecessary
asshole.
dick. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like there's still like if you just do what you're doing, try your shit, and then
Yeah, gatekeeping is such a weird thing. It's just like why?
just show the fucking name. Just move your camera. I don't understand, like, what's the point of not giving the credit? It's just, it's so easy, and it doesn't, it's not like they're going to be all like, oh, hell yeah, like, why am I watching her videos? I can just go straight to TikTok and watch this guy's videos. I'm never watching these reactions ever. It's just like, there's no point in covering it up and gatekeeping. There's no point in, and then stealing the joke is lazy. It's cheap. And if you get caught, then that you suck.
That's the thing is, like, you don't think that shit's going to catch up to you. She has 34 million subscribers. You don't think someone is going to find out?
I know, it's so pointless. It's just like, why do it? If you don't got a joke, then don't make a joke.
Right.
Maybe this isn't the career for you. I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
exactly.
It's
yeah. Damn, we are at our time almost, basically. I guess we can wrap this up here in a second.
I have a confession. I didn't watch our last episode at all. I did not support our show. It just I was busy. All right, I had D&D on Friday and the podcast on Saturday, and then Sunday I had to catch up because I was up till 4:00 in the morning, drunk as shit. But
what were you doing then?
I know. I took Jacob to bed, and then we read him a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Anyways, fuck. But yeah, I don't know how it feels to have, like, none of our friends do it. None of our friends like make content or anything. So I don't know how. I literally none of them. So I don't know if I would watch their, like, I like watching ours because I like looking at myself a lot. I like being like, damn, I kind of
like an honest man.
Or what the fuck? Why would Jacob zoom in on my face at that point? Why couldn't he just keep it on him for a little longer? But yeah, I don't know how. That's my hesitation with getting to video. Is because our especially me and Josh's podcast is a little longer, and I feel like no one's really sitting down and just watching or listening. But yours is a good, like, 30, 40 minutes. It's something that you can, like, sit down while you're eating and just, like, watch, listen, pause, and be like, Amber, like, you listen to this lib shit? Like, what the fuck, dude? I can't even watch this right now. But, like, it depends on the content and all that fun jazz. We'll see. We'll see. We'll always
no, for sure. But you always have, like, this is an extreme example, but you have someone like Joe Rogan who does his video podcast, but they're like 3.5 hours long every time. So there is definitely an audience for that, for longer form podcast being on video. And you could always add chapters too, so people can kind of skip around. But all right, we'll go and get out of here. We'll finish our. This is like definitely a conversation we could have had off camera. So we will see everyone next week. Thank you for watching. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff, and we will see you next week, next Friday. Thank you, everyone.
Later.
Goodbye.